In this episode, we look at security awareness training as a continuing program that helps you recognize risky situations and make safer decisions during normal work. Awareness training is sometimes treated like a yearly video that people rush through, but that misses the real purpose. The goal is not to check a box or make people memorize slogans. The goal is to help people notice threats, understand their responsibilities, and respond in ways that protect systems, data, coworkers, customers, and the organization. Security awareness matters because many attacks begin with ordinary human moments. Someone receives a suspicious message, handles sensitive data, approves access, plugs in a device, works from home, or gets a phone call from someone pretending to be trustworthy. Training gives you a foundation before those moments happen. A strong program begins when you join, continues over time, adapts to your role, and provides correction when behavior needs improvement. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is part of our companion study series. The first book is a detailed study guide that explains the exam and helps you prepare for it with confidence. The second is a Kindle-only ebook with 1,000 flashcards you can use on your mobile device or Kindle for quick review. You can find both at Cyber.Me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. Security awareness is different from deep technical training. You do not need to know how every attack tool works to recognize that a message is pressuring you to act too quickly. You do not need to configure a firewall to understand that sensitive data should not be sent to an unapproved personal account. Awareness training is about practical security judgment. It helps you understand common risks, the organization's expectations, and the right way to report concerns. Technical teams need technical training, but everyone who uses systems, handles information, enters a facility, or communicates with customers plays some part in security. The awareness program gives shared language across the organization. It helps people understand why certain controls exist, such as multi-factor authentication, MFA, screen locks, clean desk rules, access approvals, and incident reporting channels. Onboarding training is the awareness training you receive when you first join an organization or move into a new role. It sets the baseline for expected behavior before habits form. New people often have many questions. Which systems are approved? How should sensitive data be stored? What should you do with a suspicious email? Who do you contact if a device is lost? Can you use personal cloud storage for work files? How are passwords managed? Which areas require badges or escorts? Onboarding training should answer these basic questions clearly and early. It should also introduce the organization's security culture. That does not mean using dramatic language or trying to scare you. It means showing that security is part of normal professional behavior, not an extra task you only think about once a year. A good onboarding program should be simple enough to remember and specific enough to be useful. If it overwhelms you with every policy detail on the first day, you may forget the parts that matter most. If it is too vague, you may not know what to do when a real situation appears. The training should cover core expectations such as acceptable use, password and MFA requirements, data handling, phishing reporting, physical security, remote work rules, device protection, and where to get help. It should also explain consequences in a calm and practical way. Consequences are not only disciplinary. A missed report, lost device, or careless data share can create harm for other people. Onboarding should help you see that small actions matter because they are connected to bigger protections. Ongoing training keeps awareness alive after onboarding ends. Threats change, systems change, policies change, and people naturally forget details they do not use every day. A single training session cannot prepare you for every future situation. Ongoing training may happen through short refreshers, reminders, newsletters, exercises, brief videos, team discussions, simulated phishing, posters, manager messages, or short lessons tied to current risks. The best ongoing training does not feel like random noise. It connects to what people actually do. If the organization is seeing more credential theft attempts, training can remind people how attackers create urgency and how to report suspicious login prompts. If remote work is common, training can reinforce secure Wi-Fi, private workspaces, device updates, and safe handling of printed material. Ongoing training helps security stay present without becoming exhausting. Ongoing training also supports behavior change through repetition. You rarely build good habits from hearing something once. You build habits when the same core messages appear in practical ways over time. For example, you may hear during onboarding that suspicious messages should be reported. Later, a simulated phishing exercise gives you practice noticing warning signs. A short reminder explains a new scam pattern. A manager thanks the team for reporting suspicious messages quickly. Over time, reporting becomes normal instead of embarrassing or uncertain. This is one reason awareness programs should avoid shaming people. Fear can make people hide mistakes. A safer culture encourages early reporting because early reporting gives security teams more time to help. When people feel comfortable asking questions and reporting concerns, the organization becomes harder to attack. Targeted training is training aimed at a specific role, risk, department, behavior, or threat. Not everyone needs the same depth on every topic. A finance team may need deeper training on invoice fraud, payment changes, wire transfer verification, and business email compromise, BEC. A human resources team may need stronger awareness of employee records, privacy, onboarding documents, and social engineering that targets payroll or benefits. Executives may need training on whaling, travel security, sensitive communications, and high-value account protection. Developers may need secure coding awareness, while help desk staff may need stronger identity verification training before resetting passwords or MFA methods. Targeted training respects the fact that people face different risks. It makes training more relevant, and relevant training is easier to remember. Targeted training can also respond to changing threats. If attackers begin using quick response code phishing, sometimes called K-ishing, an organization may create a short targeted lesson for people who handle customer messages, invoices, or mobile approvals. If a department is moving to a new cloud service, training may focus on sharing permissions, data classification, and safe collaboration. If travel is increasing, certain employees may receive reminders about public charging stations, device loss, shoulder surfing, and secure network use. This kind of training is practical because it meets the risk where it appears. It also helps avoid training fatigue. Instead of making everyone sit through long sessions that do not apply to their work, the organization can send focused instruction to the people most likely to face a specific situation. Corrective training is used when behavior shows that someone needs additional guidance. This may happen after a failed phishing simulation, a policy violation, a repeated data handling mistake, an unsafe approval, or a misunderstanding of a required process. Corrective training should not be designed only as punishment. Its real purpose is to close a knowledge or behavior gap before it causes greater harm. If someone clicks a simulated phishing message, the better response is often immediate, short, practical guidance that explains the warning signs and reporting process. If someone stores files in an unapproved location, corrective training can explain approved storage and why the rule exists. The goal is to help the person make a better decision next time. Discipline may be appropriate for serious or repeated misconduct, but correction and improvement should come first in normal learning situations. Corrective training works best when it is timely and specific. If feedback comes months after the behavior, the lesson may feel disconnected. If the feedback is vague, the person may not know what to change. A useful correction explains what happened, what risk it created, what the expected behavior is, and how to get help in the future. It should also consider whether the problem came from the person, the process, or the system design. If many people make the same mistake, that may signal that training is unclear, the user interface is confusing, the policy is unrealistic, or the approved process is too difficult. Corrective training can help one person, but repeated patterns should lead the organization to improve the broader program. The purpose is not only to fix behavior after failure, it is to learn from the failure. Awareness training should also teach reporting behavior because reporting is one of the most valuable security habits a person can build. You may not always know whether something is truly malicious, and that is normal. The organization should make it easy to report suspicious emails, lost devices, strange account activity, accidental data sharing, unusual phone calls, or physical security concerns. Training should tell you what to report, where to report it, and what to do while waiting for help. For example, if you think you entered credentials into a fake page, reporting quickly matters more than feeling embarrassed. Fast reporting can help security teams reset credentials, check logs, warn others, and reduce damage. A good awareness program makes reporting feel responsible, not shameful. The earlier people report, the better the organization can respond. Security awareness also needs management support. If leadership treats training as a nuisance, many people will treat it the same way. If managers encourage reporting, allow time for training, follow the rules themselves, and respond calmly to mistakes, awareness becomes part of the culture. Culture means the normal way people behave when nobody is watching closely. A policy may say to protect sensitive data, but culture decides whether people actually pause before sending a file. A training module may say to challenge unfamiliar visitors in secure areas, but culture decides whether people feel comfortable doing that. Leaders do not need to be security experts to support awareness. They need to model the basics, remove pressure that encourages shortcuts, and show that safe behavior matters even when work is busy. Measuring awareness training helps the organization know whether the program is working. Completion rates show whether people took the training, but completion alone does not prove behavior changed. Better measures may include phishing report rates, repeat click rates, time to report suspicious messages, policy exception trends, lost device reporting, data handling errors, help desk social engineering outcomes, and survey feedback. These measures should be used carefully. Metrics can guide improvement, but they can also create fear if used harshly or without context. For example, a high report rate may show that people are paying attention, even if some reports turn out to be harmless. A failed simulation may reveal that the simulation was confusing or that training needs to be clearer. Metrics should help the program become smarter, not simply create a scoreboard. The main idea to carry forward is that security awareness training is a program, not a one-time event. Onboarding gives you the first clear expectations when you enter a role. Ongoing training keeps those expectations fresh as threats and work change. Targeted training focuses on specific roles, risks, departments, or emerging attack patterns so the message feels relevant. Corrective training helps close gaps after risky behavior or mistakes, preferably in a timely and respectful way. A strong awareness program teaches you what to notice, what to protect, when to pause, and how to report concerns quickly. For Security Plus SY0801, remember that people are not separate from security. Your decisions, habits, questions, and reports are part of the control environment. Good training helps those decisions become safer and more consistent.
Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.